So now, but the problem now is that if anyone subs, you guys are just going to hear subs over and over and over again, like I normally do, and it's going to be unbelievably annoying. Okay, anyway, fuck it. I mean, if we get subs, we get subs. I'm getting paid for you guys to be annoyed, so I don't give a fuck, really, do I?
That's my entire strategy, you know, with my branding and my career.
Yeah, yeah. As long as I get paid for other people to be annoyed.
Fanboys.
Violet with the first death onto Jonak as well. Violet was getting picked off a lot. Oh my god, no. These subs that are going to come in are going to piss me off. I swear to god. I'm going to fucking, like, mute the entire stream or something. You've had your last warning. If anyone subs during this match, I'm genuinely going to be annoyed. Please save your subs until the breaks in between games. I have enough money. Stop giving me money. Nice. Okay, so now they're all fucking subbing. Right, I'm going to have to actually turn it off. You guys are total idiots. Why are you throwing your money away? Right, unlucky. Unlucky. Right. Your toys have been taken away from you now. Are you happy? Are you happy that you've wasted all of that money? Are you happy? Are you happy? I'll run the subs when I say we run the subs. Listen, you fucking plebs, I run this shit. Okay. Fuck. Right, what happened?
So Violet got picked off by Jonak, but Sinatra lasered everybody to death.
Okay. What was your impression coming into this game? Who did you have taking it?
I don't really have, I think, the best read on NYXL because they haven't played a top 10 team yet. So
yeah, it's good. Yeah,
it's really hard, I think, to know how good they are because I feel like they just haven't even been remotely tested.
They also haven't been tested against an aggressive good team, and I think when they play such a slow, controlled style, aggressive teams like Shock or Titans or even Charge could really throw them off.
I mean, I guess my fear is like they just sort of sit back and, you know, wait for Jonak to get a pickoff or something like that, but it gives Sinatra like a ton of time to flank them in that case and just like land huge plays, right? Because if they're just sitting there poking forever, I think it could be really hard for them to...
Violet gets caught out of position again just by right clicks. One thing though that NYXL are very good at is being able to bait the enemy team into going aggressive and then punishing positioning errors. And so far they haven't really found positioning errors when San Francisco Shock have gone aggressive, at least from the stuff that I've seen, but they've just been able to find Violet there when he was just taking too aggressive angles.
Yeah, but they got 96% though from just that, you know, even though Violet died the first time. But this has been a recurring problem with Violet is that he peaks too hard.
Yes. Which is why I think Sleepy is like quite legitimate in the, you know, that clip that went on. If he generally was talking about Violet, it's like, okay, Sleepy actually does play like a less abusable style than Violet does.
Well, I also feel like Sleepy should know because he started his Overwatch career playing that way, like being too aggressive in his peaks.
Mana takes a lot of damage. Armor pack. Rascal's weak. Nice shatter actually from Super. Huge amount of damage onto Mana. Timed that pretty well. They're gonna try and clutch this though. They have to try and clutch it. So rally engagement. They need to focus on Sinatra. Can they find him?
No, then he's dead.
He dies. Yeah, this is done. They just let San Francisco Shock to win too many fights at the beginning.
Well, they lost a fight when they had like a power play. They had a player up. They're still be backcapping. It's Libero.
Should be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
So few members of NYXL trying to get this flip through the tank line. Delayed on the arrival. No one else can get there.
Control is just the worst.
Yeah, Control is the worst of all of the game modes, I think.
Against the Excelsior, playing more passive, playing back. It was a set play we saw from the Excelsior to try to defend their point.
My favorite character in Death Note. What's the guy with the Death Note? That guy. It's been like, I saw it in college or some shit. It's been a long time.
My chat didn't hear what you were saying about the Paris Titans game before. Do you want to tell them what you thought of the game again? when we
Oh
were
no, I
having
was
that
just saying
discussion.
you can tell that Vancouver is super confident, right? Because Bumper will just start doing that crazy shit that if it works, it looks amazing, and if it doesn't work, then they'll just hold on the next point. So
Yeah.
you can tell, like, you can tell when Vancouver like isn't taking somebody seriously because they just start mad disrespecting them, right?
It
Because like the
was
logic is,
nuts.
oh, we're already up 2-0, right? And we're gonna head into this. You know, we made it through the map. We've nearly full held you on A of Horizon. So time for the style points.
Yeah, that was crazy as well. Like, what a fucking ballsy play. Bumper's a maniac. And actually, they did a really good job at shutting down Bumper in the first 2 maps. Like, Nico was all over him. And then, at the end, Bumper's just like, ah, fuck this.
He can only be contained for so long.
Yeah. Nice pick. Oh, Jonak's just going fucking crazy. Well, that's the power of Jonak. That wasn't even like they really applied that much pressure to Shock. It's just that Shock were disengaging, and Jonak finds 2 picks on players that are just not behind Super Shield. Nuts.
Worth noting that this is like statistically the 2 highest damage dealing Zaryas in the league in this game, and then in Sinatra.
San Francisco straight back out the gate. Big mono low. Jonak dropping down. Transcendence now going to be online. Has that bailout button. Also could use it in case Sinatra
What a poke on Violet again. 95% engagement, rally. Nice disengage from San Francisco, but now they've got to be able to re-engage and cover all of this distance without getting picked. This is where NYXL are really good, just doing so much poke damage when you try and go aggressively into them. Grab out, bomb's not available though. Shran's used to keep everybody alive, but Super's so weak, and then they just use it afterwards.
And alongside the Lucio goes down Super, so losing out on that front line.
Not much value there from Sinatra's grab. And
NYXL holding
No, it's too late.
yeah,
The pickoffs had already happened. I'm not actually sure what got in the way there because they were able to burst somebody down through the trance. Yeah, it looked like Mono blocked the trance healing.
that's nuts. Okay, self-destruct engage. Nice counter shatter from Mano, but he dies anyway. NYXL are going to invest the sound barrier, but it doesn't hit Nene, which is pretty important. Self-destruct engage for them. They're going to push forwards with the rally. Ooh, nice counter shatter. Animo and Mecha are both on the floor. If Sinatra stays alive, they could turn this. Nope, he's just run into Mano. And he was miles away from where Super was. Well, that's map, that's stage 2.
They overplayed after getting the first kill there. Like, I don't know why they split up there. They needed just all to go to the point slowly together. They had plenty of time.
San Francisco, I think, are really poor on Busan, though. I was expecting them to kind of get dominated on this map.
To be fair, though, their trash habits on Busan were with Smurf instead of Super.
Yeah, and with Striker in a lot of the time as well.
Yeah.
With Striker and Rascal. I mean, that was such a throw against the Gladiators when they got to map 5 and subbed in Striker, Rascal, and Smurf. I was looking at that and I was like, okay, they must have had some, like, mad strat here. This must be crazy. Like, they must have really been scrimming some kind of, like, hardcore DPS comp. Then they just come out and they play, like, fucking goats, but really badly. I was like, oh my god.
I mean, that's what I thought when they start playing Rascal. They're like, oh, yeah, well, they must be trying to switch him off. You know, they must be okay on Brigida, but maybe the Far's coming in. No, it's just like here instead of Architect for no reason that I can see.
Yeah. I wonder if they're doing something different in scrims with Architect. Maybe changing his role up from Brig to something else, or...
No clue. I think it's really weird.
Yeah.
Blood's boiling, getting all riled up. Trying to find some meaningful damage so far. Neither side really going to get much.
Bubble used earlier there for Sinatra, which is unusual. Most of the time Nene uses his bubbles much earlier and they try and run bait plays, where they just retreat and force aggression out of San Francisco, but Shock is so aggressive that they're going to use the bubbles even earlier. Sinatra...
Mono, oh boy. That was a terrible drop down from New York.
Yeah, they thought, I think they thought that San Francisco were going to move back to the high ground and they were just going to do some roly-poly strats with them like they did against the Spark. But Shock just...
I mean, he dropped away from the rest of his team and just got stunned.
Yeah, he dropped right into the hole of Shock.
This is the fight that New York should not take. This is not their play style. San Francisco Shock did well to force them to come to the point, to force Excelsior to be aggressive. Mono tried, he failed, he was caught. They committed the trance even. That was a terrible fight for the Excelsior. San Francisco Shock made them play.
Using the trance is going to be a really big problem, I think, for NYXL in this upcoming fight. Sinatra's just got a free grab after they trade the bubbles.
Yep, and Nene has to use grab. It's the only thing they've got.
Bubble traded. Don't think Nene's actually used his. Bye-bye, Nana.
Oh, that timing on that self-destruct was terrible.
Yeah, very late from Echo. I'm surprised they even used it as well, because you'd want to have something for the next fight to be able to engage with, or at least be able to use it defensively to peel if Shock get aggressive, but after you've lost your main tank, and I don't know, doesn't seem like a good idea. Because Jonak used his trance so badly in a previous fight though, they now have both support ultimates, so they could make use of this. They should have the advantage in this fight. See how the bubbles get traded again.
Yeah,
so much poke on Mano. Oh my god,
they
have to
have
use somebody just to get out.
Support ults just because the charge on Sinatra. That's the problem.
Crazy.
They literally had to use both support ults just to deal with Sinatra's damage, and now Shock can just back up.
Yeah. Such aggressive positioning from Shock.
So trance here.
They gotta get value out of this Shatter, I think. Oh, Bash, Shatter. Nice attempt at execution from Liberon Mana, but they only find... What did they knock down? Sinatra, but they couldn't get any follow-up. It relieves pressure, but Mana's still super weak. Super gets overwhelmed.
That was a really close to see who was going to die there, whether it was Mono or Super.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's alright. I mean, San Francisco got another grav, and Sinatra's not dead. And they're going to be able to enter into this fight again, and they got all the percent during it, so it's not disastrous.
No.
So you're going to see if Nene can actually hit a grab before Shock can get the sound barrier up. So Mecco's going to get the self-destruct like right now.
The lack of transfer Violet's going to be a big problem, I think.
Well, it depends on how fast he can build it.
If Graf comes out really early, catches a couple of players, or...
Moth chooses not to use the sound barrier.
Yeah.
That was a deliberate decision.
Yeah, Super wasn't caught in the Grav as well, and Super, I think, got bashed, so he couldn't even invest his shield to keep everybody alive, so I think it would have just been
I guess you're okay
wasted.
with that, though, because you're going to come up on... I actually think that's a smart play from San Francisco, because you're going to come up on 6 ults in the next fight, so you actually just got 2 big ones out. So Mono's going to try and hit this sneaky Shatter.
They're not going that way, though, and this is a really big problem. They're going to be able to realize, oh no, Mano's done a bumper, dude!
Uh-oh.
What the fuck? Okay, they know where he is. Okay.
How much charge does Sinatra get off of that, though? That's the question.
Rotation up top. There's nobody with Super! Jonak! There's nobody with Super at all! Oh my god, Super requires the sound barrier just to keep him alive, and Jonak gets a pick on Rascal? So now better support ultimates. And this bomb isn't going to even be able to find anything, because Super... They already invested all of the resources trying to keep Super alive. Never mind keep him healthy to get rid of Mano in the Grav. Oh, Shock of Throne! Rally engagement is the last thing that Shock can do. Rascal's just come back into the fight. Bubble is much better from Mano. Oh, no. No. Great punish from NYXL, but...
I mean, really, it was Jonak getting that first pick there.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Important. Because, like, honestly, I think Shock's plan of just reset with 6 ults was good, but it doesn't work when you lose somebody before the fight even begins.
Yeah.
That was ultra clutch.
Big. Jonak does so much work. If all New York have to do is run away from you and have Jonak shoot at you, and they get so much value out of it. They just back up and Jonak frags.
You know, this is weird, though. It might be weird to say, but I actually think this is a really good sign for San Francisco that they played New York so close on
on Busan, yes.
New York's attacks on some of these maps. Is it Numbani next? Because it's Numbani. New York's Numbani attacks have been tragic.
They've never won Numbani. They lost to Boston and they lost to Seoul.
Yeah.
Like 2 fairly bad teams, honestly, in the stretch of the entire Overwatch League, so...
Yeah.
Oh, Rascal is now not undefeated as Brigitte anymore. I guess he's not the best Brig in the league team.
All right, I have to go boil some potatoes. I'll be right back.
That's what I always
it's not
say.
A euphemism.
Enjoy boiling your potatoes. NYXL knows how to hold Numbani. Their holds are alright. But San Francisco Shock are pretty good on Numbani. It's actually one of their better maps. So I would strongly expect San Francisco Shock to win here. If they don't, I think it's a bit of a problem for them. I'm boiling my potatoes right now. Stop. Stop, you disgusting people. You disgusting people. Now, in the meantime, I've got some subs to read out, don't I? Hubris gifted a tier 1 sub to MonteCristo. Thank you very much. A Glimmy with a tier 2 sub. A Glimmy with a tier 2 sub to Slip Tricks. Patchy with a Twitch Prime sub as well. Nefarious Individual with 5 gifted tier 1 subs. Thank you very much. Appearing Cloud9 gifted 20 tier 1 subs. Fucking hell. Thank you, Appearing Cloud9, for the for those, and 300 bits from It's Tryhard Steve. But you know the drill. I'm turning off the sub sound again, so don't sub.
I think we actually saw it on someone else do it on Reddit first, and we just like that. If we can pull that off in game, it's gonna be so cool. So we just went for it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. NYXL.
Nice stream title. What is my stream title again?
Pretty darn close there.
Certainly was.
Massa is from Finland. Finland, as you can tell by his accent. I can't mute sub notifications without just turning them off. No, I don't. Wait, maybe I can actually. Maybe I'm an idiot.
York tries to damage their opponent's teams down to half health, then they speed boost, and then they collapse, and then they get the kills. But it wasn't possible when Shock was playing back.
No.
They had control of the point and Violet controlled line of sight.
Oh, Busan out of the way. Numbani coming up next, and this is going to be where
No, I don't
NYXL
think I can.
actually really have to prove themselves, because so far do not
I don't think you can mute
this map.
a browser source.
The map against Dynasty was egregious there. The
Fuller
failed
hold.
attack, yeah. And New York,
No, I
you
wasn't
know,
casting
the first map with under the
45
belt, that was
minutes
so
ago.
important because
I'm not
they ended up
casting
losing
tonight.
that very close
Cast
Busan.
tomorrow.
Suddenly San Francisco Shock come in big.
Okay, let's have a look. So NYXL are going to run Ryan Goats on the defense.
With Nene's bubbles.
I'm interested to see what they do on Volskaya actually, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Both teams running the Ryan Goats. So trade a bit of aggression. My god, they just fucking ran
Just
in.
ran at
Animo.
them.
Yeah, Animo
What
got a
the
nice.
fuck?
Animo got a nice boob. They're displaced on the low ground, but they're actually not in a bad position.
Taking a couple hits.
No, that was actually pretty good for New York.
Hammer swings onto each other.
They
I
got
know.
so much chip damage on the tanks.
My
because
God.
they just got run at.
They trade both main tanks, but now Sinatra is in a position to do a shit ton of damage. They should actually be able to clutch this. If they can kill Sinatra, it's the only way. Kill Sinatra and play around Jonak. Oh my word. That was pretty even, honestly. Even though San Francisco got juggled off the high ground, NYXL invested a lot of shit killing Super.
Sinatra is almost at a grav too, so that's going to be pretty fucking good for them.
The unfortunate part about that is that
Trans.
because Jonak fragged the fuck out, he's just got his trans available. And they know that Jonak fragged out as well, so they know they don't have an opportunity to go for an early grav. But okay, they can try doing that again.
Online. Very similar timings here. Or Shatters
Literally
about
the
to be
same
up
play.
front.
Animo's up top, and they must know that Animo is hiding up in this area, so that's Bash onto Super. They're just gonna get fucked up here. Super might get mega staggered as well, if they can chase that. Oh my god, if Mano dies, that's actually not great for them.
Shock seems to be going. They seem to be making decisions and calls in game to go for these 6 ult plays because they're just losing intentionally once they see it. But Rally and Shatter are not consequential ults, so
I think, yeah. Okay, Rally engage.
holy shit! Oh my god!
Nice play onto Mano, but he's taking the bubble. He's gonna be able to stay alive. A nice grab. Trance is there. Oh, Mano stays alive still. What the fuck? Really nice peel. Violet's been forced as well. So Animo still has this sound barrier to be able to make use of. Nice defensive self-destruct from Choi, timed perfectly with the sound barrier, but San Francisco Shock still have all of this control over the point. Now the fact that Libero didn't have rally comes in handy because he's able to use it late in the fight.
Where'd Choi go? He flew off after Jonak.
Yeah, he's up top right. They've peeled pretty nicely for Jonak. He's just still doing a ton of damage up top, but Mano goes too aggro. Jonak's still fragging the fuck out though, and they use their bubbles to peel for Jonak, who's just taking an off angle. They're playing Jonak like he's a Zarya. It's like they have two Zaryas on their team, and they both take off angles, and they both just vomit out damage.
It's not enough though. I
No,
mean,
it's not enough.
it's a nice idea, but I like the way San Francisco Shock is playing. Like, they didn't have perfect support ult economy there because they didn't actually have to use the trance and the sound barrier. They didn't have to like stack them the way they did, given that the grab had already been used. But I do think that they're being smart, and they're just trying to win. Like, they're saving their ults for big pushes.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that on payload though, because they'll value the momentum more. I think that's the kind of stuff they'll just save for hybrid and assault. But it's a good strat. It's
And control.
playing the
That's what they
economy
were
well.
doing.
Yes,
until the Jonak Nation attacked on Busan, they might have been able to win that one.
Okay,
on that last push.
much earlier sound barrier. They're trying to get aggressive. Is this a bit of a bait play though? They're backing off. Shadow actually finds Choi, but they're not going to be able to do anything about that. If they want to take advantage of this earlier sound barrier, they've got to go quickly. It seems like they don't really know that they've got it. Mano dies. Mano's normally been really good at being able to disengage and stay alive in these situations, but they're struggling under the Shock's pressure. They lost that without having to invest any ultimates. That's actually a big problem for NYXL. They've given up so much time. Because one of the problems with NYXL's more passive playstyle is that if they actually lose one of those fights and they play slowly, they've not really been able to block the cart the entire time. Nano really weak.
A lot of damage being taken by him now. Rally's going to be out. Liberal.
Nice disengage from Shock. Bait the rally.
We can see.
Now what? Grab bomb? They're going to get counter grabbed if they try that though. Okay. One grab out. Counter grab. Shatter doesn't really find anything from either. Oh no, it does. The counter shot from Mano was huge. I missed that.
Self-destruct came in too late from Choi Hyobin there. Didn't actually do much of anything at all because Excel could just run up on them after the shatter.
Yeah.
Needed to be placed differently.
The double grab situations are super weird as well. Like, if you use your grab first, then the enemy team gets dropped from the grab quicker, but you have the advantage of being able to set your plays up a bit better. And because these double grab situations are so strange as well, Nene's now got like a 50% advantage, even though they use the grabs at pretty much the same time. It's based on who won the fight.
Look how far forward they're playing right now. I mean, this could be disaster if the Shock managed to come out on top.
A lot of pressure on Animo there. He nearly got caught. Nice grab from Nene, but a lot of damage immediately out from San Francisco Shock. They were almost able to turn that. Ooh, late trans from Jonak. He dropped Libero. And now, what did Jonak just do there? Why did Jonak just run in?
I don't know.
Jonak just
Like,
ran at them, like, to try and save Mecha or something.
He was actually, like, meleeing them. I saw him, like, kicking them right there. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
he fed so that Nene could get out with charge.
Ah, nice.
But they're just going to get caught in this grab anyway. Oh, Animo actually blocks, but I was so confused what fuck Jonak was doing there. It looked like a mad feed. Nice aggression from Shock. They're playing this pretty well. Pretty well. Surprisingly though, Shock's disengages are better than NYXL's at the moment, which would I would normally expect that to be the way around.
I think Krusty was unhappy that they showed a lot of vulnerabilities in some of their most recent matches by positioning too aggressively. So they needed to be more aware of how to disengage during some ults. Because we're seeing them position much more conservatively today. Like, we haven't seen any wacky Sinatra flanks or anything.
It's hard on Busanan, but I think we might still see them play very aggressively with Sinatra on Volskaya just because the map allows it a little bit more. I think we might if it was
that is going to be the
King's Row as well.
test because some of his positioning on point A in particular has been really crazy.
Yeah. It works for them, unless it doesn't. It works unless you punish it. It's a bit like Cruz. Cruz is good.
The thing
until
is
you kill him.
that I think is good about what they do though is that you constantly have to be aware that Sinatra could be on random high grounds. So if you're not paying attention, he just deals just a bajillion damage straight into your booty. And so if you're not paying attention to him every second of every match, he's just going to get away with it sometimes.
I think Atlanta came in with a really poor game plan yesterday. Who 5? They didn't put any pressure on Big Goose, and their disengages were really non-existent. And the way that Gladiators were playing, they were putting a lot of pressure on Popo, who's normally like the driving force behind Atlanta, and they couldn't deal with that really. Like every time Popo tried to go aggressive, he would die. And a way to play around that is to over push with Defran and get a lot more value out of his damage, because they can only punish like one of Defran and Popo intensely, you know. So if you play more aggressive with your Zarya or your Brig, when the enemy team's really focusing your Rhine shield, you can get more value out of that. But Defran isn't like a monster Zarya to the point where he can carry fights like that. If you're trying to play that way against
really
San
not,
Francisco, you would.
That's the thing about Defran Zarya is that he cleans up a lot of kills, but he's not doing most of the initial damage on his team.
No.
Like, he's not a super high
isn't
damage
a carry.
Zarya. He jumps in when everybody is chipped and starts just right clicking. So
I feel like he's a good player. He's not like a crazy monster for the team like some of the Zaryas are. Okay, Shocker holding with Ryan.
that copy paste is amazing.
my chat invent copy pastas at a rate I've never seen before.
Which way do we want to go?
And then they get excited because I sometimes read them out, and so they keep spamming them until I read them. It's just alright. Wow. Bubbles and aggression got completely destroyed there by San Francisco. But NYXL stay alive. I'm not reading it, chat.
They've been trash at this attack though, so
They have, yes.
NYXL.
They got really unlucky against Soul, actually. I was doing a fun review of that, and Jonak got grabbed on the high ground, and the rest of his team got grabbed on the low ground, so he popped his trance, but it just didn't heal anyone through the wall.
Shatter.
Wow, really nice.
Oh my god.
A great boop from Moth, and Mano flies to the low ground and just insta-shatter.
Wow, that was really nicely set up. They used one ult too for 2 defenses. That's fantastic for San Francisco. I think the problem is that on this point they don't have New York doesn't have a lot of space to let Jonak deal damage. So they have to go through this one door, and they can't play their normal style of like wait till somebody makes a positional error and then Jonak kills them.
That's why I think they should try and get into streets a little bit more. Like, I think they should try and bait and go main or... Okay, alright, hello? They're listening.
The problem is that when you play against Shock, that Sinatra can get behind you. But
yeah, you have no control of the high ground, but I think it suits NYXL's style a little more. Where is Sinatra? Has he dropped down with them?
He's back in the back room.
No one dead yet. Start re-advancing, denying away the second.
Nene doesn't quite have this grab, so that could be... Oh no, okay, he's got it now. Do they go for a self-destruct engage at some point here, San Francisco? You gonna invest ults to try and hold on to this? Yes, but it's a disastrous ultimate from Sinatra.
Oh god.
Oh my word, that was horrible.
Oh,
and they're gonna throw the sound barrier in as well?
No.
This fight is as lost could be. Shock, don't do this to me.
That was really bad from Moth.
Yeah.
It was after the charge kill from Mono into Super too.
It was, yeah. It doesn't even keep Super alive.
Looked a little bit weak there on their first approaches, but it was Choyodin they found. It was Becco who challenged.
Plus side, they got Sinatra out. And he's 50% of their grab. But They're gonna get rolled in the next couple of fights now.
I'm surprised that Sinatra didn't try and stay on the high ground when NYXL came main, though. That seems like a much better approach to dealing with that, rather than all collapsing onto the point and trying to play from the back of the point. Nice bubble from Mano. Oh, nice bubble on Mano, rather. Shock's disengages are so good, it is going to be difficult for Animo to get value out of this beat.
Look at Shock, they're already back up to like nearly 4 ults. Just from poking here.
Another terrible grab. Oh no, to catch Animo. Okay.
Yeah,
He just solo grab. So the solo grab on Animo denies their ability to use the sound barrier, so it kind of evens things out, assuming that they can survive this. Really nice saving of the bubbles from Sinatra. That kept most people alive, apart from Troy, but he just gets demagged. In theory, that should have been a better chance for NYXL, but they haven't really managed to translate it into much ult charge. They've got push off it, though. They forced Shock to go backwards, so they're still making progress, even though they're not winning the fight. I mean, they're winning, they've got an advantage, but they're not winning it decisively.
Well, they're trying to play at the end when Choi gets his mech back.
Yeah, but... Okay, sound barrier. Animo doesn't have his, and they overwhelm Mano. I've got to be honest, NYXL have looked a lot slower with their disengages than normal. Are they gonna clutch this? Oh my god!
No,
how did they?
Just wandered off and
Yeah,
died.
like how did they overextend so badly? They killed Mano. Why didn't they just hold the car?
That was a fucking throw.
What the fuck? There's no way NYXL should ever win that. Someone grab me a clip of Sinatra's POV. Chat, it's your job to find out how Sinatra fed or why Sinatra fed. Did he get booped? Was it a crazy play, or is he a bot?
No,
My bet is on bot.
No, he walked up. He walked up. He got super greedy. They were trying to take out Nene.
Sinatra went behind trying to kill Mano. They already killed Mano. They killed Mano with the sound barrier, and then they should have just collected themselves. Rally engagement. Sideshow bots in the chat.
Also doesn't have a reason to dump the ult yet. Rally's going to expire. The armor is still there for now.
Shock are giving too much respect though. Like they're giving too much push. Even though their disengages are good and they are not getting caught by any of the rallies, they are giving too much push. Like the fact that this is the first fight on point C is terrible for Shock. They've turned C.
They also have major ult advantage, and they're not pushing it at all. They're just letting NYXL get their ult charge up.
Yeah.
Without using anything.
They should have tried to go aggressive with their rally at least.
Yeah. And Sinatra's at 0 charge right now too. That's a huge issue.
He's saving his bubbles for the grav so that they don't have to, so that you can survive the bomb. Bubble goes on Super and then goes on Sinatra as well. They're trying to win this fight by playing like counter Overwatch rather than taking the advantage themselves. But now we're on level playing field and Mano's about to get his shatter. Oh, Nene gets bashed. They nearly isolate Mano. Shatter doesn't find anything.
I don't like this. I don't understand why they're like playing New York at their own game.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? They're slowing down.
At this style, so like why give them the opportunity?
Choi got isolated there by Nene's personal bubble as well. Nene's got an advantage in terms of the grav as well. This grav could be huge from Nene. He's not quite ahead. Oh, nice pressure on
That
Super.
pretty clutch. Oh, they grabbed him off the cart.
I agree with you though. This Shock should be trying to play more
Dude,
aggressive.
they had like 4 ults to 2 on that cart. They could easily just have played more aggressively and tried to use that advantage. Instead, they just let XL build up all their ults rather, and then just
All of their oats.
all of their ults, and just like, I don't understand why you would do that. Like you're playing exactly the way that you want to play in that scenario.
Okay, let's have a look at Sinatra's POV here. So they get the pick on Mano. Okay, so they get the pick on Mano. He gets bashed, and it removes what was left of his sound barrier. But now he's perfectly fine.
No, he's
and
gonna
can
walk
just...
after Nene. Watch.
No, don't walk past Jonak's sightline, you bot. To be fair, Jonak absolutely rinses him there.
Yeah, but
I think against most teams that... Yeah. You have to give Jonak more. Look how much Jonak shits on him. He goes from 400 health to 0 so quickly. Now also he's getting shot at by Nene, and then Meko dives in as well. But yeah, what a feed from Sinatra.
In terms of the A defense, it has been
Yep, that's a Sideshow bot.
superior for the Shock. They've been able to deal with NYXL style.
Right, so now NYXL have 1 minute. So do they just push main? Or well, they've got a fake top if they're gonna go main at all. But
Very good for the Shock right now, as long as they don't bot.
see if they can go top, use bubbles, gain some charge. Oh my god, no, they're just going for it. Okay, they're gonna try and isolate Super, but Super disengages. Rascal's down on the floor though. Rascal too aggro.
Rascal gonna be taken. Knocked to the floor. Mono
Rascal went for a bash to try and kill Mano, but Libero was there and counter bashed him, I think.
NYXL. Is that
Yeah,
gonna be enough
that's what it looked like.
But Sinatra actually has managed to punish Mano as well, so
down to so far?
things are still pretty even.
Characters, but Joey Hoban does lose out of the back. Meko able to find that.
Nope, they're gonna catch
That
them.
was-
They're gonna catch
Oh
them.
god.
They're gonna absolutely destroy them there.
Damage here for Nene.
Shock, yeah, split up after the fight as well, unfortunately.
Respawn's coming through.
I actually think NYXL should have run Winston Goats on this attack, considering how bad they are at running Goats on that door. Like, yeah, it worked this time, but I just think in general, I was surprised they ran with the Rhine Goats with such little time in the bank.
Opening kill that gave them this fight. It took a minute to do it, but the cart is rolling. And based on what we just saw in the previous round, you wouldn't have expected your
NYXL a little lucky there, but
Well,
you make your own luck, I suppose.
forward, playing around the corner are the Shock.
The ult charge difference between Animo and Moth is going to be huge, actually. Jonak and Nene and Sinatra and Violet are all going to get their ults up, so they've got 2 possibilities for grabs that are both just going to get countered by Transcendence. But this fucking, oh my god, great focus fire as well, and isolation on Jonak. They block off Sinatra's healing from the Transcendence.
Mono again. That
Yeah.
was he's done it a couple times this match so far. It's been really good.
I think they also got a personal bubble in there from Nene. They just tried to rush it in with as many bubbles as they could and just fucking isolate him.
NYXL just getting this free push right
And Jonak wasn't forced to use the trans because Sinatra didn't use his grab. So, grab bomb combo from San Francisco could still win,
I
but
mean,
it's
look
going to
at
be
that.
difficult to get through all of the shit that NYXL have.
push Sinatra down.
NY, like, XL got so much value off of just a grab there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Before he can do that,
Just because of
it looks like this
the
might
They should have
guild
counter grabbed them.
block off.
San Francisco Shock right now, ordering a huge
When you have
mistake
grav and you're the second team's grav, you prevent any follow-up happening.
to hold this card.
I just assumed that was what Sinatra was going to do.
2.5 meters before B. Super gonna
Well,
be
they've used their projected on Choyobin as well to keep him alive.
back forward to keep it contested. Sinatra lobbing.
Mano takes a lot of pressure, but now he's got the armor pack. Shatter, counter Shatter's great from Super. Catches Mano and Meko.
Shatter comes out, locks up a few.
Grav bomb combo as well. The bomb doesn't do anything, but
Comes in, they manage to get rid of the bridge.
It should be it though.
yeah, this should be.
Gonna be breaking the Rhine shield. No one else
I don't know why Mano went for the Shatter there. Normally he sets it. Normally he either saves them for the grabs or he sets it up with Animo's boobs.
with that grab up.
But he
I
just
think
kind of
that
threw
I
it in.
think that grab was super good too because as soon as they hit the diva, they just grabbed the 2 supports on the cart.
Excelsior.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sinatra
yeah.
died before he could get build grav. He was on 99%. That's why he didn't counter grav.
Almost make the B.
And also
Damn.
given how really indecisive New York
That's nuts.
was on their first round of attack, where they were not able to find
Yeah, but NYXL's attack is still.
really with how they
I mean, the fact that you get point A and then you get all that push with only a minute left on the clock is still crazy. So
think that they were going to make it that far. Huge play there in the end by
odds are they still win this map, which is nutty because I thought Shock would definitely take Numbani.
Those support ultimates online. It was the king.
Well, especially after that first Busan map, it looked like this was going to be super good for Shock.
Not an unwinnable map by any means.
Luckily, they don't seem to tilt though. Even when they've been down, like against Vancouver, they've come back and won the 4th map, so
You know, you had it.
they have it in them to
All you had to do
make a
was defend it.
comeback.
It's the last nail in the coffin on this map, but it doesn't turn out that way.
I think this is a good idea from Shock if they actually do decide to run it.
Over the Winston here.
Either running Choi or Super on Wrecking Ball to
I
try and
think
just
I
get
think
boobs
this is
off.
I think this is 100% the play. I don't know why you would run Ryan Goats on attack here with this little time in the bank.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
disagreed
yeah.
with New York doing it, and so oh man,
Yeah, would be pretty surprising.
I just think it's straight up not good. Like even if you push through, like are you really probably going to get that much value out of a shatter?
It's just, you just
a
can't be
faster shatter?
confident.
Probably
You can't be
not.
confident of getting point A at all.
Right.
You have to play
And
something more
think
risky.
Yeah, I agree.
At the start, really good fire strike
And
there
I
from
just I just don't think the shatter, getting a faster shatter is that big of a deal.
A lot of aggression. Armor pack used. Meko is right behind him though. Meko's isolated Super.
Shield still raised.
I don't know why Choi didn't. Choi and Moth's not going for boots to try and peel for super. Is a bit unfortunate.
I wish coaches could talk to the players in between rounds.
Between
You know what I
halves.
mean? No, even in between
Halves
rounds,
of
like,
maps, yeah.
before time bank too,
Right,
just so
right,
that they
yeah.
could actually call plays. That would be interesting.
Would be cool.
A knockback here.
Pushing their way forward, basically have to get it on this attack. Only 35 seconds remaining. Moth gets the right click, trying to knock them away, trying to keep them off of his main tank.
Violet very weak.
D-Max.
Violet's surely gonna die. Oh, Trance is popped. Trance is forced,
Oh wow!
but New York are nowhere near. Violet built that up so fast. I thought Violet was dead for sure, but he managed to farm his trance perfectly just in time. What a clutch.
Remember the support ultimates previously, they had those were what they needed to win it.
But this is potentially going to fuck them for the push, though.
Violet used that transcendence. Nene wisely holds his
I mean, NYXL have almost got 6 ults. They're going to have 5 plus double support ultimate. Violet doesn't have... There's literally no way of them stopping this Grav Bomb combo. Or just Grav, actually, from Nene.
They're gonna have to use their own. What they should do is throw the self-destruct out when Choi Hyobin gets it to make space, to buy time.
Grav is out. Nice counter shatter from Super. But even so, Super's still going to get overwhelmed. They played it as well as they could, I think. Tried to go for an early Grav, tried to clutch, but double support ult, so hard to play
You
against.
had to like throw out. They didn't get the self-destruct fast enough, but if they had been able to throw out a self-destruct just to make space and time, that might have been
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, there wasn't much they could do.
Wow, wow, wow. So yeah, Violet's clutch to be able to win point A is a double-edged sword as well.
Yeah, people have been asking about the Rascal Architect thing. I don't understand why they were doing it. Like statistically, they've been very similar.
Also, to the people saying that Violet's trance at the end there hurt them and stuff, like, yes, it did, but he was forced to use it because he was out of position. So it's not so much that his transcendence was bad, it was that he was caught out, taking, like, they pushed point, and instead of taking a passive position, Violet took a very aggressive position on the point, and he wasn't even in a position where people could peel for him. He just kind of, like, ran towards street. So Jonak and Sinatra and Mano actually as well managed to do damage to him, and he would have died if he hadn't popped the trance. So, I mean, yes, still his fault, but not a bad transcendence usage, bad positioning, which is an important distinction, I think, because Violet's positioning has been the problem with Violet, not his transcendence usage. Whereas for somebody like Izayaki, his positioning is fine, his fragging is fine, but his trance usage is really poor. NYXL won Nambani, yes. So now this puts Shock in a horrible position because although they have a chance at taking Volskaya, NYXL have also looked a little shaky on Volskaya. Really, Nambani should have been straight in the bag for them, like should have been a total wrap. So yeah. 500 bits from Wetterberg, thank you very much, and Appearing Cloud9 with 200 bits. When am I allowed to gift? I'm trying to make this the main show. Thank you, Appearing Cloud9. I do appreciate it. I just, because the audio comes through to the stream, I don't want, you know, like, it just going off all the time. But I'll try and... There must be a way of muting a browser source, though. I feel like I'm going to drag it onto this screen and figure it out. I feel like if I add if I go into the properties, no, it's just got the URL. No. Filters. If I apply a filter that's face mask plugin, image, crop pad, color correction, scaling, aspect ratio, scroll, render delay, color key, apply LUT, sharpen chroma key. No, none of those. You can mute tabs on Chrome. It's not a tab though. It's a CLR browser source. So what that means is it's grabbing, like, there's a website somewhere that's hosting my alert box, and it's grabbing the data from that hosting site and putting it through to OBS.
They're going to be using their self-destructs to try and create space as these games go on. So you can see.
All right, let's look at Bren's
I'll pause it so you can actually see him as it's going on. This is a set
stuff.
play by San Francisco. You can see him highlighted in back there. He's going to send that self-destruct downtown, try and split New York up. New York going to back off.
Oh yeah, this was the
Francisco Shock's go time right away.
The self-destruct.
Engage right away onto Mano, trying to take advantage.
It's a nice counter shatter from Mano to try and relieve a bit of pressure.
This is where things get turned around. So this is not just an insight for the San Francisco Shock, but also New York. And this is what both teams are doing well. Meko now, it's his turn to use the self-destruct. He's going to send it into the back line, and they're going to
Oh, what a great analysis segment by Bren.
San Francisco Shock forwards and backwards, trying to get out of the line of sight of it. Now Meko ends up beeping his self-destruct, but it doesn't matter. They get the same.
Great analysis segment by Bren. Oh, that's the juiciest analysis segment I've ever seen by in 2019.
Both these teams again are fantastic at. It's recognizing how to use their ultimates at the right.
Was that Bren? Was that Reinforce? What do you think, chat? What do you think?
They won't use them aggressively like that because they want to save it for the Graviton Surges coming.
I reckon it was Bren because he's speaking so passionately about it.
They know that both teams are not going to have Graviton.
It was Reddit again. It was Zoe.
This is like
Could have been
high
Zoe.
level Overwatch. It's going so high, it's going over my head sometimes, you know. This is it's so good. It's so good. I'm so happy.
Bren's a happy little gamer. He gets his good Overwatch for the day.
But I like that you pointed that out, because a lot of people, they see D.Va's self-destruct and they think automatically elims. How many elims are you getting? But it's also
about the space, dude.
It's
Exactly.
crowd control. So
Yeah,
important.
it's about creating that space. So you know, sometimes.
Yo, 500 bits. Thank you very much. Fine, I'll gift subs to make a hat. And chat happy. No thanks to you, dude. It's on. It's working. I'm just turning it off for the games.
Highlights on Nubani, because I thought that was another war of attrition. A very
Stop
close
biting.
match.
I've got some rough skin on the side of my thumb, which I'm just trying to get rid of. But I have a nail file here that I keep by my desk, which is my answer to keeping my nails actually quite nice. Because normally they would look fucking terrible. I mean normally, I mean 5 months ago was the last time I was biting my nails, so. I have no idea how many pairs of shoes Malik owns, and I feel like if I knew that information, it would be way too personal. I don't know the amount of shoes. I don't know the amount of pair of shoes that any other human being in the world owns.
Yeah, it was definitely.
In fact, I don't know how many pairs of shoes I own, so it's not a piece of information I have about any human being on Earth.
Get as many aggressive angles. Jonah can't be going for those plays as much, which is also part of the reason why we haven't seen New York as successful.
Do you know why they stopped Owl, Korea, and France? I've no idea. Was it? I don't know. Were they having technical difficulties? I don't have a clue. Do you think you'd pull off Zoe's outfit? Absolutely, absolutely. Get me in a skirt.
You know, we're seeing these war of attrition, as you put it, Malik. I'm just so happy, man. I don't know if you.
I'm with you. I'm with you, though.
It's leaking, man. It's just, oh man, it's so good.
We're having ourselves a good time today here. All right.
How old am I? 24.
New York, they're tested today, but they're still up 2-0. If you're the San Francisco Shock, is there anything that you need to do differently this time? Do you need to be more aggressive?
Are we supposed to hear your stream? What do you mean, hear my stream? No. You're not supposed to be able to hear the audio coming through. But unfortunately, I had to turn it up a little bit because I use the audio of the stream to do to be able to hear when trances and rallies are popped and stuff. Because when I turned the audio completely off, I was finding it much more difficult to keep track of the game. I think you don't realize how much you analyze using your ears until you can no longer use your ears. You look 31, you look 21. Well, that's just the immortal Sideshow, isn't it? There's no way of telling how old I am. I could be anywhere from 18 to 47. We can't hear Monty. Monty isn't here.
NYXL to come out of their shelf. And honestly, if you're looking at the statistics between the individual matchups, they're very, very close. Super and Mono are almost dead even. The only thing setting them apart is Super.
I think Mano's not playing as well as usual, though.
Almost exactly
I think
the same, so that's
I
super
would.
impressive.
Super's playing really good. I think he's still mad at you, Zoe.
I think I would normally expect NYXL to be able to disengage a little bit better from San Francisco Shock's aggression, but
Pull off the reverse sweep after the break. Stay tuned. More Overwatch coming soon.
why can't you turn on the audio without us making us listen to it? Because it just doesn't work like that. All of the audio that you hear, I hear. All of the audio that I hear, you hear. That's just how it works. I'm not an advanced streamer with crazy audio setups.
they perform with the best.
Actually, maybe I wonder. No, I don't think I can. Wait a second. No.
Alright, I'm back.
Hello.
I had to make potatoes.
I could download virtual audio cable, but I don't care about you guys enough.
I think what would help is that you know, if you had more money, then you could reroute with
That's
this
true.
virtual audio cable.
That's
those,
true.
Those virtual audio cables are really expensive.
They are crazy expensive. I have to buy a 100-meter virtual audio cable because my PC's internals are so big, and I just can't
Yep.
afford it at the moment. So
And
you know.
also, it has to be made out of gold, right?
It does, yeah.
Monster cable.
Yeah, because it's the most
Like a
conductive
monster
metal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you guys could, you know, if you've got any Amazon Prime accounts that you're able to link to Twitch, you know, with the power of.
Holy shit!
It's just. You're not supposed to do it. You're supposed to not do it. That's why it's funny. Thank you, Appearing Cloud9. 20 tier 1 gifted subs. Nutty shit. And Waztrots with the Twitch Prime sub as well. Oh, and this is
Sideshow
a
hasn't
portal
had
gun.
this much money thrown at him since he was a stripper.
Cantankerously, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub as well. I got a huge amount of money thrown at me when I was a stripper, Monty. You know this.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I see.
You haven't
Right,
seen this
right.
much since you were a stripper.
Yes, yeah.
Dude, I've seen your pole routine, dude. It took all my effort to keep my wallet in my pocket, let me tell you.
Was that just your wallet in your pocket?
It was almost, it was like an inhuman amount of willpower, but I kept my wallet in my pocket.
JJ Thunder, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub as well. I can work a pole. Listen, let me tell you. I can work a pole and I'll boil your potatoes at the same time.
So close for a lot of these maps, they are going down to the wire, but it's just.
I would actually make a terrible stripper. I'm very clumsy.
I gotta say, you know,
Read my
really
title?
going into
I can't see my title. What is my title? Monty and Sideshow delay Visa to run their Twitch Prime racketeering scheme.
Not
Did they just show stats of Rascal?
It's alright, Sideshow. If they ever fire us, we're just gonna create our banter stream during their matches.
Exactly. I know. It's the perfect job security, isn't it? We'll just literally create a Sideshow.
see how they control the
Create our own Overwatch League with blackjack and hookers. And Pepe's.
angle, how long can you hold that high ground? The Excelsior probably a lot around the left side approach for them.
Alright, Sinatra position on the high ground, but actually the whole of Shocker positioned up top. So they're really making sure that Sinatra's high ground position can't be challenged, and they're not taking control of the hut. Oh! Now they're taking control of the hut. But Violet's dropped to the floor, as the rest of them drop to the floor, so Violet doesn't stay on the high ground to challenge Jonak. So now they're all dropped down. Now everyone's on the floor.
Let the dancing begin.
Bobble is pumped very early. Mano's still pretty weak. Jobin's got a nice off angle here. He's able to apply quite a bit of damage to Mano behind his shield. So single pressure is not really what they're going for. They're actually just going for damage on Mano. And at 48%. Sinatra's doing more damage. Lot of poke damage there. But it gets healed up. The push is good. Nenny, it's so much pressure. Holy shit, Sinatra just lasered him down. I think they just got the Discord
Left-clicked
up.
him into
Yeah,
oblivion.
they got the Discord up on him when Mano was out of position, and they just rinsed him. As soon as they saw an opportunity, that's like NYXL play. San Francisco just played that like NYXL, honestly.
Yeah, why are they doing that this
I don't
match?
know.
It's so fucking wacky. They've decided to become NYXL this week. It's really weird.
Just absolute Chad San Francisco shock can take your style and beat you with it.
Maybe they decided that this is the best style, so they're just going to do it. I'm not sure I agree.
Maybe they just thought they'd be punished if they played that aggressively as well. They just want to throw NYXL off, like throw their prep off. Don't know. It is strange, though.
Fights in the staircase again. New York is trying to challenge them there, asking the question, will you come to meet us here?
Well, I've never seen a fight happen here between two GOATS teams. And it turns out there's a reason for it. NYXL just got butchered.
There's too many, like, unlike the Numbani high ground, which you have to stay in a line, right? As the defending team, you can spread out way too much. Because, like, you can actually get the Zarya way on the side, so she's not actually in danger.
Yeah.
And still shoot behind the Rhine shield, like where Sinatra is right now, next to that wall.
Yeah, you can just take a mad off angles. I think New York should do the same thing they did last time and just try and play it from Mega.
So 12 ults, you ready? Every ult.
But both teams are playing so slowly that it's just kind of like a bait game to see who trades them out first.
I mean, this is great for Shock, right?
It is, yeah.
They've wasted so much time from XL, especially on that first push.
Ooh, San Francisco, oh, they do disengage. They took a little bit of time to disengage there, but again, they just bait out the rally completely. This is what they've been doing the whole time. Yeah, now they're going to use rally and start to reapply pressure. Sinatra uses personal, but can't really get caught, but does get solo grab. Trance is there, bomb is up. Counter grab? Yeah, counter grab catches them. Yeah.
Ooh. They did deny the sound barrier onto Sinatra, though, with the mono shield.
Janet kills Che. Super's gonna die. It was pretty nicely played by both teams there, honestly. It was a nice opportunity for NYXL to go after Sinatra, and then he gets peeled for really well, and the counter grab is there. I think the big difference, honestly, is just Mano getting that shatter off. Like, Mano just decks everybody on San Francisco with the shatter, and they're able to turn that into a lot of damage that Shock have to retreat from, and also the D-Mech on Trey.
It's interesting, though, because NYXL, you can tell that they're not trying to maximize damage during a lot of these plays. Like, Mono is, every time they grab, trying to carve Sinatra off with his shield from the healing. You know, like, he's not going for... Like, if you think about it, he's not going for the charge, right? So he's not trying to just take somebody out. They are mad extra focusing Sinatra every time.
Yeah. That's a good point. Armor pack gets used onto Sinatra. Projected, also used. Sinatra and Nene both have their grabs. This is prime solo grab territory onto Sinatra. Yeah, they do. They go for it. The trance is just in time. But Choi takes a load of damage and the bomb is there as well. I don't know how Super... I think, actually, Meko just placed this bomb perfectly so that Super wasn't even able to shield it.
NYXL literally don't give a fuck about anybody who's not Sinatra. They're solo grabbing him. They're intentionally killing him first in these fights.
Yeah. And that's a perfect way of playing against Shock. But yeah, big snowball. Big snowball.
But that's the really weird difference in NYXL play. They don't normally do that, right? And most teams don't do that into GOATs. Like, you're trying to set up the self-destruct by charging the Rhine or like the biggest target, but they're just not doing it. They refuse to grab unless Sinatra's there, and then when they grab, Mono just walks in with his shield. He's not swinging, he's not charging.
Yeah. Thank you, Sparky100 and Velvet Canary, tier 1 subs. Appreciated. I actually have a 3-year sub badge that I just added today, but I'm pretty sure it's only Bren and like a couple of other people that even have that, and Bren's working right now, so
this copy paste is great.
What is there's a new one every time. Oh my god. That's fantastic. Sideshow, thank you for ignoring. Yeah, Monty hoped it was as well. Thank you for ignoring copy pastas. This chat is so much better ever since you stopped giving these trolls attention. And Technic, thank you, 1,000 bits. Appreciate that, man. But if you stop me coming into your country, I will find you and I will kill you. So there we go. What is this tweet from Bren? We've been upgraded to the adult table. This is where the analyst team will be helping produce the halftimes from now on. Oh, sick! They're going to be working from the control room to produce the
what
half
is this?
times. So instead, the analysts used to be in that little cupboard to produce the half times. Yeah, which seemed like a terrible solution. And now they've been moved into the control room. So they're actually in the control room producing the half times, like right there with Ashley and Nick to. Like,
that's good.
So that should cut out a lot of the communication time as well. Hopefully it means that the producers can still do their job.
That fails, and suddenly we're looking at sub 2 minutes very likely. So huge play there. Now, New York
Sherma, thank you for the tier 1 sub as well. The Shock have never reverse swept an opponent. What? Really? All last year as well?
Well, they lost most of their games last year, so.
True. Only just though. They were slightly under 500 by the end. Oh no, my stream died.
What? My stream froze.
Oh yeah, mine's back now though. I just paused and replayed.
It's weird.
Nice difference between these two teams as well. NYXL have stopped running quad DPS. They tried it a couple of times and they failed with it. And so Shock are like open to run Ryan Goats on the defense, which means that they get a much better attempt at being able to hold. NYXL forced to run Winston Goats on defense because Shock can run.
No. Yeah, because
DPS
of their
comps.
DPS.
Yeah, and so Shock just have a natural advantage by virtue of their flexibility, and they don't even have to show it.
Especially with Rascal. I guess that's one of the threats with having him in, right?
I mean, Architect is still...
Because you could run... Well, but you could run Pharah really easily on that first point.
Yeah. Architect's actually got a decent fire as well.
Definitely the better choice, but still somewhat a low risk, low reward situation given that the Shock can go for these eco pushes.
Bubble is used early. Sinatra bashed, use armor pack. It's interesting as well, they have to save armor pack for Sinatra. So, in theory, if New York at some point just decide to rush super after applying a bit of pressure to Sinatra, they could get big value out of that. Whoa, crazy. He's not there to block this one. Locks him up into the back. Violet's gonna have to pop the transcendence. Bot getting closer to that sound barrier, but it gets taken. Defensive self-destruct is really nice from Che.
Yeah, this is still going well though. And Sinatra's still alive.
Yeah, they should be able to take
They're
this.
gonna get a tick here at least.
Mott's got sound barrier as well. It would require a gargantuan earth shatter here from Mano, I think, to be able to flip this. They should be able
they
to
have
find
to
big.
use this. Yeah, they have to use that.
Mano used his Earth Shatter as well, and I don't really know what he used it on, but it didn't find any value. Armor pack used, bubble used, just gets overwhelmed. Jonak gets shattered as well, so he's just been left in the back.
It's gonna be a fat time for San Francisco.
Yeah, really good. Big roll, big roll. I thought Shock might be able to win Numbani and Volskaya, and we might see a 3-2 win for XL. That was what I thought was the most likely play, but with XL winning Numbani, it now makes it so difficult for Shock to win, even if they do win this map. Gotta win the next two back-to-back. Tough, tough. Malchior and Buttered Toast. Welcome to the Scrun Squad. What happened on point A? Most people's streams froze, but on point A, Mano got caught out. I can't really give you too much info because my stream froze as well. But Mano was the first death, and I saw that he jumped away but still got killed, so I'm pretty sure like he just went for an aggressive play that got punished. Maybe got bashed and then discorded and then Violet finished him off, I'm not totally sure, but it happens fairly often with Winston Goats if you don't play it really well. Welcome to the Scrun Squad. Yeah, I've now become a twat streamer.
And it's a big problem when he's not able to do damage given their play style. This is a map where even though the Excelsior are up 2-0, you're sweating here as New York because
3 minutes. Certainly enough to take point A. But what do they do?
Vancouver that you face in the playoffs later, that's what you're afraid of.
So they're going to top. San Francisco haven't taken the positioning on this side again, which is a change from last time. They're trying just to get picks on Violet as well. Trying to push Violet out and then engage. A lot of damage on Choyobin there.
The battle's in Yannick, and so many dinks. You can hear him coming through. All of those headshots registering.
Super overwhelmed.
Dangerously low, and Super's going to be taken out. All the tanks, the both supports down.
Violet was forced to like NYXL stopped Violet from being able to apply Harmony Orb to Mano because Violet's line of sight got cut off because he had to hide from Jonak and Nene so much. It's so nuts, like the shit they think about. I wouldn't even think about that. Just make sure that Violet's under so much pressure that he has to cut line of sight for 3 seconds so the Harmony Orb's off Mano, and then force Mano into the bunker. It's fucking banana shit. Aggressive Transcendence? That's interesting. Sinatra gets bashed.
Sinatra got low.
Yeah, but Sinatra's gonna have a free grab here if he actually manages to build it up. Oh my god, they've died too quickly. They've died too quickly. Where is Sinatra? Can't even see.
He didn't get the beat. He went to the Mega Pack, I think. He went to the Mega Pack. He didn't get beat.
He's gonna get focused down. He's bought a lot of time for the rest of his team, and they haven't managed to get a take, but they should still win this with double ult.
By the time they get back, it's gonna be 5 versus 6.
It left no charge, and Animo and Jonak are gonna have both of their ultimates. Bomb isn't gonna catch anything. Super can't really clutch. This is surely just gonna be a full cap for NYXL here. That's kind of crazy that they go so aggro with the trance. Just bang.
That's because they chunked Sinatra super hard. They literally only care about Sinatra.
Sure, like, but if Sinatra has Grav or they have trance available, they just get grabbed and then they would die. Like, the fact that they don't have Sinatra and Violet's ults online means that they get value out of that, but otherwise they just get grabbed like as soon as they trance.
They must have known.
Yeah, but crazy again. Just banking on the fact that the snowball was so big. He was on like 92% as well. No, he was on 92% at the end. He was on like 80 when they pushed. No, he's 71. So yeah, they've got a great read on the fact that he...
No, they knew if he was only 70.
Yeah.
They 100% knew.
That's weird as well.
They both got booped off. Man,
Nuts aggression.
This is weird. Like they should be able to counteract some of this aggression because it's like too much just for one hero. Somebody else on this team has to start carrying if you're San Francisco.
Yeah, I think they need to start if they put Moth with Sinatra or put Moth in a position where he can speed boost Sinatra away and have San Francisco, the rest of them, go aggressive. Or like if they can find some opportunity, maybe putting Moth with Sinatra is too much of an investment actually. But if you can bait Sinatra and actually run everybody else into the side of NYXL, you might be able to find picks that way. String Sinatra out on a bit of a hook. See if you can get NYXL to go over aggro. Okay, so Mano was the first death. Beginning of the last fight. Takes Harmony, jumps away, but he's got basically no primal. Nice boot from Shea. And Libero goes down.
Damage, have to be careful, but Libero taken down, but Super answered for as Anomal goes forward, gets a melee hit onto the Rhine to take him out. Yeah, this is going to be the kills coming through, so good.
They're going to get Jonak though. That's the big play right there, is they just Violet and Choi Hyobin getting those exit kills are super good. They didn't really respect Choi Hyobin, he just boosted onto Jonak at the end.
Violet should have gone in and died way earlier though. All of the good work that they've just done by staggering those players on NYXL and working the spawn advantage is now just gone.
It's not going to be gone. Jonak's not going to be back. He's moving from spawn now.
Yeah, but Violet's not going to be with them.
Yeah, but Jonak's not going to be in position. They taxied him. He's going to be in the choke. They could just jump him. Nope. Not quite fast enough.
Animo took a lot of damage there.
Ooh, fire strike.
Really early grab. Sinatra's still only at 45%.
Yeah, but they had to use grab to prevent them from following up on Animo right there, most likely.
Yeah, and Violet didn't use the trance, so they just take the wipe there. So
they're doing the same thing they were doing earlier.
Yeah.
They're just playing the long game. Which is fine because they have more time bank.
that attack, but what they won was an ult exchange in their favor. The problem is
Nene has been charging his ultimates twice as quickly as Sinatra so far, though.
Yeah.
Hopefully Nene isn't able to get up to a grab by the time Sinatra does. So much damage on Sinatra again from Jonak. Right clicks just doing so much work, but really nice Earth Shatter. Bosses out the sound barrier. Ultraviolet still have both of theirs. They need to pin down a target. If Che can get a boop on Libero up top. Okay, Libero's up top.
I had
goes
super
down.
charge off of that. That was weird.
And he dies. Okay. So they've still got the trance to be able to use. And NYXL have nothing. They might get the grab. But if they go quickly, Nene will have the grab. Not quite the same snowball, though.
They have self-destruct anyway. They can just buy time with self-destruct for Nene get the grab.
Yeah.
San Francisco Shock will also build several other ultimates.
Going aggressive with this trance would be a poor decision, I think. But I think they're going to do it anyway.
No, I think they have time. Like, they should force out the grab right now. What they should do, San Francisco Shock should eco push right now, force grab, wipe, and then come back
T-toes?
with their own grab.
Show me the fight,
Yeah, what the
please.
fuck? What the
Show
fuck
me
is
the
that
fight.
going on?
Okay, there we go. Super's been caught out of position. They have to trance to save him. And then he's just going to get a free grab here. Did you come out? Oh! Beef of a grab? No, they catch Super. Sorry. Rascal and Che. But it's not the greatest. Sinatra's still alive. Ooh, Jonak and Nene are still alive.
They're getting ticks, though. If they get 2 ticks, this is already way more successful than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, yeah. It was a
Like,
bit
they
of
got
a-
free ticks right there. They're going to lose the fight, but they got free ticks, which is actually fantastic. Because they forced the grab out, and they forced trance out at the end there. Jonak should not have tranced at the end.
Yeah.
Because now they've got nothing. Like, Sinatra didn't die, so he's going to have grab, and they're going to have...
I don't think it's even possible for
3
Shock to
support ults.
beef this.
No, that was a fantastic push for Shock.
It was, but I think
You need 1 tick, and you've got 3 support ults.
Nene kind of fucked up the grav. There was no need to use the grav that quickly after the trance had faded, and he only caught Rascal in it to be able to get the picks really. Okay, rally engagement. Mano could clutch. Is it going to shatter?
Grab.
No.
There it is.
Yeah. The sound barrier is late as well.
Down. Yep. Should be good enough.
Okay, they can
So
kill.
2 support ults.
They can go and kill Jonak with one of these support ults as well. Okay. Trance is just saved. Bomb up top. Shatter doesn't catch anybody. Nice awareness from Super. Nice counter Shatter as well. Gets Mano and Libero. And another grab. Very nice execution from San Francisco.
Yeah, that was really
Patient. How much time is left? They still have an advantage.
113 to
right?
106.
Oh wow, so dead close between these 2 teams. This could probably come down to the fact that NYXL are worse at point A.
Very likely to be a draw.
Yeah, and at this point, this is the territory where I think you go for, like,
Means that
quad DPS attacks if you're Shock.
take that 7
I think
Yeah, just
NYXL are just
those.
gonna still run the Winston Goats.
we mentioned earlier, and that was a lot of time bought. Still the advantage.
They've been pretty good at running the.
It is minute, and we are
I suppose if
talking
you know
about
the Winston
very
Goats are coming, you can run
16
Goats into it.
seconds.
But they should
Very,
scout this,
very small
in my
amount of time
opinion.
bank on both sides. New York can win this
Shock
round.
must win. If they draw, Shock loses, and they are not in the playoffs. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
122.
And that's the
So,
most terrifying thing
16
about this
seconds.
map. They get
Thought it was
longer,
113.
the time banks get
Okay.
smaller. New
Pretty
York's
similar,
plan
though.
there was not to
No,
win.
Shock can afford to lose this. Like, it doesn't, because they're playing Paris next, and they should beat Paris in their current state. So,
Do they? They can just beat one of these teams and still make playoffs, right?
yeah, because they'd be 4-3.
Yeah.
If they go 1-1, they'd be 4-3. Which
I
is
think they
fine.
need good map differential as well. Even if you go 4-3, it doesn't necessitate. Like there should be
They
a
already
few
have
teams that
good.
go 4-3.
They already have good map differential.
Yes,
though,
they
that's
should.
the
Yes, they do. They've got like +5 or something, don't they?
They are at +7.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, they've got a really good map differential. Like, for example, if they win this, they move into 4th place. Actually, no, they move into 3rd place.
I was
Like, the teams that are 4-2 have +3 and +2, which are Fusion and Defiant.
Yeah.
So,
It's got easier strength of schedule.
I mean, I don't know if that's true. San Francisco's had a pretty tough strength of schedule.
No, sorry, I mean that Philly and Defiant had easier strength of schedule.
yeah, ridiculous. Like, Philly's a garbage can right now, but they somehow are 4-2.
It's pretty nuts, actually. It makes a huge difference. I was messing with the playoff calculator last night as well, and some like it seems like Dallas are going to definitely make playoffs as well, and they haven't been fantastic. They just had a very easy strength of schedule.
Yep.
Violet goes down. They were applying so much pressure to Violet in the previous fight, and this time Violet overextends, trying to get harmonies and discords out, and just ends up dying. But it's nice aggression from Shock to try and turn it. Sinatra's so weak though. Can they really not finish Sinatra? Where even is he?
Trying to kill Jonak.
Yeah.
Jonak, holy shit, the damage though on that neck.
Just so much damage.
With Discord.
And really nice peel as well.
The Violet's back. They got Grav, but they can't do shit.
But it is nice that they forced out the grab from Nene. If Nene had kept that grab, but also, why the fuck are they...
Shatter!
Why did they use their sound barrier?
They should not have used that.
They shouldn't have used sound barrier. They should have just been happy that Nene used grab, because now they have no snowball potential on B.
Moth in these fights many times now has used that sound barrier when the fight was lost.
Yeah, that's at least twice in disastrous situations. Oh, an attempt to punish Rascal there, but he just manages to get out. Sinatra, pretty aggressive, has already used his personal as well. Still going to be hard for NYXL to take this. Okay, Rally and Sambar available. Super has to not get isolated. Ooh, Trance gets used. Nene is gonna... Ooh, this is a race to... Oh, okay, Manos died. This is still a race to grab though as well. Shatter doesn't find anybody. Nene and Sinatra are both so close to getting the grab. Both grabs are out. But Nene finds Moth. Oh my god, the bomb is huge.
Holy shit, dude. New York just pulled this map out of their ass.
They really did. Bananas. Bananas.
You know what I love about this is when New York wins this map, everybody's gonna say San Francisco sucks like they did after they lost to barely lost to Vancouver, dude. It's unreal how stupid people are. They're like, San Francisco overrated. Look at their record. I'm like, dude, they almost beat Vancouver.
Shock have a very real chance of not making playoffs though.
Which is really
Which is crazy, isn't it? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Che died and they did so much damage, both of the Zaryas, like... Unfortunate. I would have liked to see Che use his bomb earlier to try and peel, though. They needed to get space for their tank line, or at least the space for Sinatra.
They should have split the team on the approach with the bomb. Think about how that would have changed if they had sound barrier. Just saying.
Yeah, yeah, it would
have
been
been a massive mistake.
Yeah. Che fed Nene his grav. I've seen you spamming that in my chat over and over and over again. But also, Che can't just fucking hide because then they're 5v6. I don't really think that Che was massively out of position there. And also, both Zaryas were getting their ults as quickly as each other. Like, there's a lot of people to shoot at.
This game has been so long because of the Numbani and Volskaya time banks.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy that this schedule didn't work. It seemed so good, theoretically.
Oh, yeah. Sick sarcasm, bro.
It has to be now, it has to be perfect, but I just don't see this working.
Already.
NYXL holding where Shock were as well.
By the way, they didn't scout and they did Rhine Goats on D.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm just fucking saying, dude. I said they had to scout this.
I actually like, though, running Rhine Goats in time bank when there's only a minute left, because even if San Francisco run quad DPS, even if they run quad DPS, they have to switch for point B anyway, and then they lose all their ults, so it's like...
Yep. It's definitely a calculated play, that's for sure. Especially when there's such a little time bank. That's like the real factor. And so you can only do this if there's little time in time bank and you've already capped both points. That's the only time you can do this.
Or if it's like a gimme kind of point. So like
But I'm just saying, like,
at
New York
Nevis
is
as well.
only running Ryan Goats because of those factors, right? Because
yeah.
there's a minute, and because they already capped both points in their own time bank.
Yes,
Only
yes.
reason you would ever do this.
He's got to use it. Sinatra dumps it in. He's 100 energy, trying to make it happen. Meko gonna be popped out.
Nice play though. They've used a lot of ultimates though. Sinatra is going to be nowhere near a grav. XL are going to have grav bomb combo to be able to clear this fight. I mean, what do you do if you shock here?
Moth isn't going to get the sound barrier in time.
No,
either.
if you try and force a rally engagement, you're just going to feed ults to the enemy team as well. It's so hard to be able to win this. They're going to have to fucking clutch the shit out of him. Well, okay, and they did not.
Narrator. And they didn't.
Wow. San Francisco lost that on the defense though, honestly. And
Dude, they came into the first time bank with like 2 more minutes.
yeah.
So many naysayers, they had an easy schedule, they say. This is not their meta, they say. New York will not excel.
Well,
but it's in
well,
their
well,
name,
well.
and that is exactly what they do.
Both of the maps that Shock should have had an advantage on. NYXL are just a bit too good.
Can they claw back for one map win? We'll find out in a bit.
Unlucky. Well, hopefully San Francisco will beat Paris, and then Paris will also get into the playoffs somehow. That's the dream scenario.
Yeah, Paris really have to. So Paris play against Justice, and I think they have another game left to play as well. Like Justice Shock, but don't they have another as well?
I'll just look.
Was that
it is
wrong?
Philadelphia. They'll beat
Oh,
Philly.
Philly. Yeah.
So actually, I'm okay with the scenario where Paris beats Philly and Justice goes to playoffs. Shock beats Paris, also goes to playoffs. This sounds good.
Yeah. Johnny was showing me his have you messed around with this playoff creator
Yeah.
tool? Johnny was putting in his stuff, and he reckons Philly are going to beat Paris at the end. He doesn't rate Paris very highly at all. And,
Yes, but Jonathan's biggest flaw in his Overwatch League career has been overrating the Philadelphia Fusion.
he's,
Dude, he is so high on that team. It's ridiculous. I don't understand it.
the way that he's got it played out as well. Charge and Paris, I think, missed the playoffs, which I think is super unlikely. What is this?
I mean, Paris might, just because of their map differential after getting dumpstered back to back, because they're at -5 map differential. So even if they get to 4 and 3, it might be hard for them to win.
I'm not showing this image on stream, guys. That is just not something that's happening. Sometimes I don't like opening links, and that was one of them.
Why are you doing? Who are people like whispering you links that you're opening?
Nope. It's just one of my mods pasted a link in my chat, and often they give me like I don't know, memes that people have posted on Twitter, or like funny tweets that people around the scene have linked and stuff. And this one was my head from the Sideshow Overwatch meme, photoshopped on top of Zoe's body from today, because I was talking about how I could be a Disney princess.
New York, they had the perfect stage. Vancouver looks poised to do the same with their remaining schedule. And I gotta say,
Don't make that a command.
this New York
Don't make that a command.
Stage 1 finals becomes more and more likely.
Oh my
all the
God.
time. They clinched first place.
I will say,
No one could stop them. Right
beautiful
now.
hair.
You know, as I said before, there's so
It goes
many
well as a Disney princess.
members of the community out there. There's so many fans.
Do you like my
saying,
bumper
"I don't
memes during the
know.
first game?"
I'm still a doubter of New York."
I liked one of them. The other was tragic. the other one that was like something about I say GG, but
Oh,
really
yeah.
it was BG.
So that's like a classic
I laughed at
meme,
that,
though.
but it killed
That's
me.
like, but you know, that's like a classic meme, right?
Yeah.
I had to remake it with bumper in Paint.
What was
It
the other
great.
one? The other one was great though.
Oh, the fucking laughing bumper that you could just
Yes,
capture it
laughing
whenever
bumper
you
is
want.
so good.
That's
Laughing
top
bumper is
tier.
the best. Okay, NYXL not holding close. They're just gonna hold archway.
In the 2019 season, so let's see how practiced they are.
NYXL lost this map to Defiant, but they had subbed in Sabiolbi and Arc, and so I value that map 0.
I'm kind of disappointed, honestly, in the way San Francisco played. I don't know if I really agree with their game plan.
I think it's interesting that they can play it. Like, they certainly can play a slow punishing style as well. So it's nice to know they have that tool in their arsenal. They just... I think it's a strange one, because I think they would have been punished if they played as aggressively as they had done normally.
Sure.
But there's no way of really knowing, because they literally didn't do it.
I guess the most disappointing thing to me is how much, like, the rest of the team needed to step up when you're putting so many resources into just killing Sinatra, and nobody did. Like, what would you say, because, I mean, this match is kind of like trash time, but for me, I think the biggest problems in this match were they didn't have anybody else to carry when Sinatra was getting, like, hard focused and solo grabbed and anything like that.
Yeah.
And then you also had Moth with some crucial sound barrier mistakes that were, like, potentially map losing.
Yes.
And then
Violet was getting caught out of position as well, yeah.
Which keeps happening for some reason. I think Violet needs to be benched for a bit until he learns not to do that, honestly.
Yes, I think that even though he's got crazy clutch potential and his mechanics are nuts, I think they would probably win more games if they played with Sleepy at the moment. But Violet should definitely be their plan for the future.
Oh, absolutely.
He's just got
I'm not
crazy potential. Yeah.
But I mean, I think that Violet needs to get a taste of the bench to realize that he just can't keep doing this match after match, because it just keeps happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure Krusty's like talking to him about it, but sometimes the only way these kids learn is to ride the pine.
Give him a ride on the pine, yeah. I think it's a team thing as well. I think if they're punishing Sinatra that much, you should be able to get value out of the resources they've invested onto Sinatra, and instead just like fucking Mano up and fucking up the backline when they go aggressive. Like, if Sinatra can play more passive, like play off angles but then just run away when they see them going onto him, you should be able to just broadside the whole of NYXL.
I mean, my plan would be, so instead of going for grab self-destruct combos, what I would do is I'd try and bait them with Sinatra, and then when they go in, just self-destruct right behind them, and then watch them get cut off.
Yeah.
You know
try
what I
and
mean?
peel for Sinatra with self-destruct.
Because if they're gonna play that stupid, then you should just use self-destruct for peel instead.
Yeah.
He wants to build that ult charge, right? He gets shattered. They waste mono shatter as a result.
The other way to play as well is just to take control of the pace of the fight. The only reason they're able to abuse Sinatra's positioning is because you're not putting pressure on them as well. Like, they're playing slow, so they're able to, control when they get to use their resources and how they get to, who they get to use them on.
They couldn't use a lot of support ultimates to play aggressively because they were constantly either wasting them or using them. They were backing off with them.
But also, just their default plan seems to have been a lot slower than they normally play. Like, they're not just trying to rush. Well, they did a few times actually, but
which is why I was making the argument that you changed the way you use self-destruct in that scenario.
Yeah, I think that is reasonable.
I think NYXL is going to win the stage playoffs. I think they're better than Vancouver now. I think they're more consistent than Vancouver, let's put it that way.
It's going to be really interesting. I think Titans are definitely not going to slow down at all when they play against NYXL.
It's going to be a problem because NYXL disengages so effectively.
They haven't been doing it that much in this game. Like, they have against every other team, but we haven't really seen.
They're just running in at Sinatra.
Yeah.
Like, look at this. What the fuck is this?
But Titans don't really have a player that holds apart from the rest of their team. Like, their style isn't split like Shox is.
As well as grab ult charge. Sinatra wasn't able to hit the window before Trance was ready for Jonak, but the ensuing fight with
what I am also concerned about in the NYXL Titans series is if NYXL run a shit ton of Sombra, and it takes Titans a while to adapt to how they play against the EMPs. Because Mecha was playing that really well.
Too. Yeah,
Violet gets shattered.
When you're caught peeking.
Yeah.
And the rest of the team was backing up with the shield.
Yeah.
And he just fucking sitting there.
Yep. He's so aggro.
Here's a question for you. Do you think this is happening because Moth is ult tracking and it's taking Violet longer to do comms in English or some shit like that? Because that shatter should have been called.
Yeah, I don't think it's that they haven't called the ult, or he doesn't know the ult's up. I think it's just hubris. I think he just continues to go for these wide peaks, thinking he's better than everybody else, because when he played in Contenders, he would get away with it, and he would just look like a god. But I think it's going to take him some time to realize he can't go for these wide, aggressive peaks. He was doing it against Titans as well, and just got slammed.
Big 6 here for NYXL. Cart will start.
You're gonna love the new stats database, by the way.
It looks like it's fantastic.
I've been using it tons.
Can you access it from home?
No.
Oh. It's not. You don't have a VPN set up?
It's only local to the
Oh,
network.
I see.
Yeah, sucks. Otherwise, I'd be shouting stats at you right now.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Now coming out looking for somebody, but no one goes down other than Moth as he tries to get back. Super gonna be eliminated.
Well, the magical 4th map win does not look like it's forthcoming in this series.
Nope. You know what I think the big takeaway here for me is that from NYXL is that they were so garbage on attack in most of their maps, even against bad teams, and they've been actually very good on their attacks in this game. Very good.
Yeah.
Like you think about their other series, and a lot of the times it's like they just full hold people and then barely push through point A. Not true this time.
They're able to steal that final win against Vancouver.
They still weren't fantastic on Numbani, but they destroyed on Volskaya.
Away, but that was not
Like Numbani point A, that is. Kind of had to clutch that out, but everything else has been good.
Somebody combined the memes on Twitter. This is fantastic.
Tell Monty to check his Twitter. That's what someone in my chat just
Yeah,
said.
this shit's so funny. Is that one of your?
I think so. Yeah, it must be one of my viewers.
They combined the memes. It was fantastic.
Let's have a look.
I retweeted it.
Someone's tweeted at me as well. As Sideshow, you said you wanted someone to put you in so he's dressed. I felt obligated to help you retrieve your dream. I literally never said that. Literally never said that.
Ballsby, it was you.
Yeah,
Congrats.
Ballsby.
That was great.
Don't interact with this chat. It's atrocious. Yeah, it's like negative reinforcement. If you tell them they're doing good stuff, I have to keep negging them. Otherwise, they get too uppity.
Yeah, you've learned what I learned like 10 years ago. If you don't tell all the fan bases their shit, they get out of control really fast. Did you see the meme?
No, I just saw Avast's tweet. I didn't see it in time.
Didn't work out.
Sinatra plays his best in situations like
Yeah, again, this is a pretty close series though. It's more for Overwatch, but it's close. It's pretty
How
similar
dare
to the
you
Titans
assume
game.
that the Shock have already lost this map?
I have a feeling they are going to lose this map.
Titans game was 2-1 though, so. And some of those maps are crazy close. It does suck that San Francisco is just losing all these heartbreaker, like, crazy time bang maps.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look at stats on that to see how many time bang maps they've lost. So I bet it's a lot. Like, they need that clutch factor that pushes them over the finish line in a really hard game. You know what I mean? They don't really have that.
Yeah.
Sinatra just gonna be fishing for as much charge as he can get.
Oh yes, the fake high ground rotation. So popular right now.
Very meta. Very meta. Che's taking a huge amount of damage. Mano goes weak in a lot of these fights, but San Francisco Shock are ceding territory a lot. They did this on Numbani as well. They're giving a lot of respect to NYXL.
Well, they can't push with Choi so low, right?
Yeah, true, but the disengages are giving a lot of room to NYXL to chip all of that damage off as well.
Oh, they're going for it.
Nice Earth Shatter.
Whew, that was beautiful.
Fantastic turnaround, the pin there on the Jonek for the finish. And Meko is just going to get staggered.
He gets the 5th there on the Nene. with the melee kills. As you say, Mecco will get staggered. Really nice push.
2 minutes and Moth has a sound barrier that they can use to win the next fight and get Sinatra back up to where Nene is.
Take a quick look at this fight again. You're going to see Super step in. He hits the big shatter here.
Mano had to turn around to shield the bomb.
Also in position to set
That's how
This is
Super got
the
the
San
shatter out.
Francisco shock full hold extravaganza.
Could be. They're in a decent position to do it, as long as they play aggressive with the sound barrier. They have to get value out of
How
it.
confident are you in Moth sound barriers right now?
They have to get value out of it, because if they use it defensively, they're just going to give too much time for New York to gain all of this position and territory and be able to build up Nene's ult. Oh,
Yeah,
they've just run away!
They think Nene has grab, that's why.
Yeah, but he was only on 60% when they started this fight. If Shock had just been playing their old aggressive selves, they could have barriered in and just fucked NYXL. So much respect being given. Okay, Riot gets used. Trance gets used as well for both teams, but Mano has died and they get the grab, so they win in the end. They do have to use both of their ults though, and Animo's gonna have his sound barrier for the next fight. And also, Nene charged fucking 60% and
shit.
got out? What the fuck?
They're not killing him either, he's standing there.
Yeah. Okay, that's crazy. Nene's gonna have his ult so much faster than Sinatra.
Still, it wasn't enough. His survival means they have one last shot. I mean one last
Grab
shot.
every fight.
If he can't carry this fight with high damage, build a grab and hit it before...
Ooh, that could be the clutch. That could be the clutch.
That was a fucking fat shatter.
That was just a sudden turn up in tempo, and NYXL weren't expecting it. NYXL could still win this with the grab and with the self-destruct. Oh, the grab gets eaten. Okay. I don't mean the self-destruct, I meant the sound barrier, but... Super gets overwhelmed. Why don't you just retreat there, though? Okay.
Sorry, they're dead.
Yeah, this should be...
Sinatra's like at 100 charge right now.
Oh my god, the shatter on Sinatra! They're gonna lose it!
Oh no!
They're gonna lose it! Oh my god! They're not dead!
Oh shit!
Oh lordy! Oh my god! Le unfortunate birth. My
Well,
god.
they had to use grab just to push through though, so they're not going to have very much time, and they're not going to have very many ults. So this is still okay for San Francisco.
It was so close.
Well,
Sister team of LW Blue. He was a tracer player. He's
Yeah, I agree. The Shock are so
played
unclutch.
comes in,
they are, yeah. Very unclutch.
Like I think you look at some of the last fights on these maps, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, tell you what, Paris had a lot of fights like that against Titans as well, where they should have won and they failed.
What the fuck? Like then it just walks up in lasers and just gets himself killed. Like what was going on there?
I have no idea.
For extended though, with those clicks, he wanted to get the
He tunneled on Moth so hard.
but he does get punished just as I was
They know that
thinking
Moth
about
has sound barrier, maybe they're trying to take that away, and they figure that maybe Nene can get peeled for and get out. I don't know.
No, I think that they
Weird.
just tunneled on that.
Yeah.
San Francisco Shock. Moth nearly with that barrier ready to go. Super taking a lot of damage. Keeps himself safe. Very patiently being played right now by NYXL.
The ult tracking is weird though from Shock, because they're not taking advantage of the times when...
No, this is
Jonak
another
doesn't
time where they're
have-
just sitting
Yeah,
there,
they're just
right?
sitting there. They had Grav, and there was no support ults for NYXL, so if they want to reset momentum and get it in their favor, they could go for a Grav there.
Too far forward.
But they are trying to fight these heavy...
Nene with the grab.
No, they're just
ult
poking until
situations.
NYXL does something, which is
Yeah.
not the play.
Over to the side, Manchester
It burns time off the clock, but it just allows NYXL all the positioning. Oh, Moth is on the other side of the wall, so he can't sound barrier Violet.
gets cut off. He's on the other side of the wall to the sound barrier.
Unlucky.
He's not in position to save him. Now Super gonna be taken.
And they use both support
So,
ults to try and survive that Grav, and NYXL have both available.
and it's not
This should be absolutely donezo.
and this opens up a window
No,
here for
not
Nene.
necessarily.
Grab on the corner. Sound
Oh no,
barrier's
you're
not
right.
enough.
You're
I
definitely.
don't know. If they just use a
If they, I didn't
self-destruct,
realize that Rascal was so low on the rally as well, and Super used his
Double support ult
shatter.
check
But yeah, you're right. This
Yeah.
is done.
energy. New York
I don't...
want this 4-0.
So very
They can
close,
build
not
up.
much more.
I don't know, something crazy. If they just get a random pick in the Grav, if Jonak and Animo are late with their support ults or something. They are taking a lot of poke, but
Very far away from that next
I mean, Soulfile's still only at 50%.
Trance is instantly there. Defensive support, defensive self-destruct. Blows him to pieces.
Yeah, that's it. Man, this is like, you look at 3 of these maps in these time banks,
They should have
these
won
overtime
one.
scenarios, and San Francisco should have at least won one of these. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Still keeping things contested, but already upon arrival, he'll come down with a pile driver, but just immediately gets
That's like,
eliminated, and this will be it
yeah,
for
being
NYXL.
anti-clutch is pretty devastating.
4-0. It was so
Yeah,
darn
shocker not
close
clutch.
for the shock, but they cannot get a map win.
Damn, you look at that, you know, you look at the 4-0, and it's just ridiculous how close this was. But, you know, this and, yeah, Cho Yobin. You noticed how they didn't put in NYXL today? They just kept the same roster the whole time?
Yeah.
I think that says that they, like, this is the roster that Shock really believe is their best one.
Yeah, NYXL, for whatever reason, came in for Horizon Lunar Colony a couple of times as well, so...
He usually subs in at the half and stays in for the rest of the half.
Oh, is that what they've been doing? I haven't really noticed that pattern. Huh.
One of our most terrifying teams we have ever seen in
Yeah, because he played Anubis as well that time as well, didn't
A couple moments
Yeah,
of
interesting.
weakness here today, but it was